Hello, everyone. Welcome to the team show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. We are here ahead of round 21. It's the Collingwood Carlton rematch from earlier this season. We are proudly brought to you by Mr. Cabinets. We are here to hang out for a little while. Teams are going to be announced at 6:20 p.m. Those of you who tune in every week, you know the drill. We're going to watch press conferences. We're going to cover all the news that we've had in the last 24 to 48 hours, react to it, predict. We've got some games to play, and have a bit of a general chat amongst ourselves, learn a little bit more about each other until the teams finally drop. It's exciting. We're closer. It's Thursday. It's the 1st of August, 2024. So that means we are finally out of July. Thank goodness, because July sucked. That was shit. Let's be honest. So it's good to have you here. Who is here? Who have we got? Aiden's at uni. Love that, mate. Tuning in from where are you? In the library? It's 5 p.m. So you're probably not in class. He's coming in hot. Better see Martin, Boyd, Mackay, Akers in the team sheet with Chera on ball. Yeah, I think generally there's a feeling about a lot of changes to be made. I want to actually take a look at the last time we played, just the lineups, and then also this time last year, because there were a lot of changes made back then as well. Jay, Chills, Matt Lang, Damien, mate, I think we're up and about. I think finally we're feeling it. We've got Smigoff, Says, Yassel Maz, hello. Peter V, no more dry July onto wet man org. Yeah, it's time to fire up. Hello, Kate. Kate calling in from New Zealand. Lou. We've got Josh Holden. We've got Brock Orton. 124 YouTube. Aiden, you're in class. You're in class at 5 p.m. on a Thursday, mate. Love that. What's the class? What are you studying again? And what's the class that you're in? Wayne. We've got Peter. August. New month, new mentality. Yes, absolutely. Lemon Pop Animations. Hello. Hello, Paul. Victory. Jojo and Bailey. John JT. Hello, mate. Got Luca Rigotto. Got Box Bacon. Happy to be here at the start. Best feeling to knock off a little early for once. How good? How good, mate? Good to have you here. Speaking of, how was everyone's day? What did you do today? How about that? What did you get done today? What was the story of your Thursday, the 1st of August? G'day, Adam. Aiden, Cherry on ball against him last year. He was the reason for our first half dominance until he got the hammy. That's true. He got subbed out. I think Dow came on from memory. It's a good point. Peter, Cade, Fraser, he's up and about. Thoughts on Martin and Owie still not signed? We'll touch on it. It's on the agenda. We'll open up a chat about it shortly. I actually want to watch the press conference first. It's the one with Sam Walsh. Aiden, you're studying business. It's business decision-making at RMIT. Love that. Fermi Fox, yes or no? Do we have it in us to beat these bastards? Come on, Fermi. What do you think? Of course we do. Josh, my Xbox broke, so I took it into EB Games for them to test it, and it works perfect again. Go figure. See that? It's just a reset. There you go. That is a classic example of moving away from July, stepping into August. So just taking all your shit back, getting it tested, and resetting. It's a nice little analogy there, Josh, even though it actually happened to you. Mighty Blue, Cripper Brownlow. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, Josh. Adam worked in Collingwood today, temporarily. Went for a walk in the Fitzroy Gardens to see 2 magpies stalking me. Thought it was symbolic. Yep. Question is, did you jump at him a little bit to make him fly away, or did you just allow them to scare you? Oof, Smigoff, you saw roadkill. happen to be a magpie. You know, I have this superstition from when I was a kid. My mum drilled it into me. I don't know if it's an old Greek thing or just a European thing. But have you ever had those like little weird superstitions that you just carry with you forever? So whenever I see a dead animal, I pull my hair. I don't know why. It was like a tale that was passed down to my mum, I think, who passed it down to me. But every time you see a dead animal, you pull your hair so it doesn't fall out. So I don't know if you guys have any of them. Aiden, decide on making a profit only. Only way to stay in business. Ain't that the truth? You know, Frank. Yasul Manny. Good chat with Budicki. Anthony Pies Footy. Manny, he's a good Collingwood man. Can't believe I'm saying it. Good to have you here, Manny. You've been around here for a while lurking. You come and you go, but I do remember your name. I think I've seen you on the Collingwood fan cams with Anthony, the post-game show. It was a good chat. If you haven't seen it, I did a chat with Rocco yesterday or earlier in the week on Tuesday. That went up on the channel yesterday. That was good. That was very cathartic. 45 minutes with Rock. And then Anthony. Anthony is from Pies Footy. It's a Collingwood fan channel that really started this year. So if you haven't checked it out, came out today at 4 p.m. Got a big night on the cards, guys. So maybe after the team show, if you've still got stamina and you've still got some energy to consume, check out the chat with Anthony. Dare I say it, he's a respectful Collingwood fan. Dare I say it, I found one. Zekai Bean, we're winning the next 7 games. Baz, hello, mate. You watch the Olympics in your classroom all day. How good. Jay, you hate stepping on the cracks walking down the footpath. I used to be really crazy at this too. Yeah, I can relate to this. Maz, you do that too with the hair pull? Okay. Maybe it is a Greek thing. No being nasty to feathery magpies, only the bipedal humanoid kind. Okay, fair. What up, Frankie? Magpie hunting season. How good. James Parker, you flew in from London for your 3rd Blues Pies annual game, August 22 and 23, the other 2. Highlight of my year every time. That's so cool. Welcome home. That's really cool. So you're living in London, I'm assuming by that. And my next question is, how long are you in town for? Josh, grand final day set for 2:30. Yeah. I like a 2:30 p.m. granny. I actually don't care, if I'm honest with you. I think it would be better for the game if it was a little later, even twilight. But I do love 2:30 while it's here. It's a Polish superstition too. Okay. John, yeah, I did see the video of the Saints Bay chanting. Thoughts on Walsh? We're pumped. Comment. We're going to watch the presser very shortly. What's the announcement? You know what? How about I just make the announcement? Let's do that. So I'm going to play a little video. 7:30 p.m. tonight. Something special is launching on the Carlton website. So take a look. Oh, wait, have I uploaded it? You're kidding me. Stand by. So I posted it at 4 p.m. So 7:30 p.m. There's a documentary that's coming out on the Carlton website. If you guys are keen, I'm not opposed. See how we're going at 7:30, but I'm not opposed to doing a little mini watch party while we watch the doco. I'm going to play a little teaser from it in a moment, but that's really the announcement, Alex. Someone said to me in 2-3 years, the side will be old and cooked. I'm done trying to convince people to be happy. I don't care. Thoughts on going after Barris? I love Tom Barris. All depends on what happens with Martin's contract. I think McGovern's contract. Owies, these types. No. We might have one too many intercept defenders. So it might not be a bad idea. I like him as a player. Gets a bit banged up though. Oh, he's a pest. Imagine if he makes it to 400 with that basketball background, 37-year-old small forward. He's a smart forward, though. Yeah. 2-3 years, only Doc and Newman will be gone. Always as well. Nah, mate. I think you're underestimating always. Correct, Mighty Blues. We've only just started the window. Anyway, this is the clip. So 7:30. This is what's going to be playing on the Carlton website.
John Nichols leads Carlton. Along with first ruck partner Sergio Silvani, Nichols is playing in a VFL Grand Final for the 4th time.
It gets your blood going still.
Yes, love it.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Conditions are perfect and the surface fast. Nichols wins the toss and elects to kick to the punt road end, which is favoured by a slight breeze.
Can't believe the size of Big Nick. Monster, eh?
It's pretty cool, right? So they had a screening last night at Cinema Nova on Lygon Street, and the documentary details the 1970 Grand Final, and it's just been released, and yeah, it's coming out tonight at 7:30 on the Carlton website. So I had a thought, maybe those of you who want to stick around, either whether you stick around the whole time or if we could do like a watch along or we could not. By the way, is anyone here in the chat someone who was there in 1970? There were 124,000 people at that granny. Anyone in the chat remember the 1970 granny? Big Mighty Blues 7, Peter? I think that's you, mate. Debbie, you were at the club today, spoke to TDK, Blakers and Bam Bam. Any news? Digsby, you're a Collingwood supporter, right? You loved Bruce Dool, the Flying Doormat, before my time a bit, but great highlights. Think an 80s Tom Stewart. Maz, you were 3 years old. Wow. Wow. Mighty Blue 7, your era. Would love to see the young supporters. That's cool. You were there? Like you were around? Meat wagon. My grandmother went to the game, only thing she ever talks about. Yeah. I'm going to watch it. Like I'm going to watch it anyway. So if anyone's going to be around, we may as well do a little watch party. Matt Lang, trade Martin and Carroll for Barris, both of them from WA. Well, that's going to be a tough trade because West Coast want like 3 first-round picks. So I don't know if that's going to work. Your dad was there, he left at halftime. You're kidding me. Oh my God. Most of my family remembers it. I remember it like it was yesterday. My dad was 2. Wow. Paul Harvey, you were there? What do you remember about it? Please share a story. You were there with your mum? Oh my God. 20 years before you were born. Can't wait to watch it. Late father he spoke about it every pies and wow. I've never taken the time to watch the game, if I'm honest. So I'm excited to watch a modernized documentation of it. The current group, as you saw there, Cripps and Voss and Ollie Hollins and a few of the others, sit with some of the members of the 1970 Grand Final win and watch the game. And I think that's part of the documentary. Frank, you were 4. Wow. Wayne, you were lucky enough to be around and listen to it on radio. Wow. I was 1 and living in an Essendon supporter family. Oh my goodness. Debbie, you remember like it was yesterday. You were a kid and crying in your bedroom at halftime. So excited after the final siren. That's crazy. You've seen the 70 Grand Final. That's a long time ago. Faz, your dad still chokes up a little bit when talking about it. That's amazing. It's over 50 years ago. Matthew Anderson, so excited for the club to make recent lifetime memories. It's closer. Was born in 81 and grew up hearing about that game. My dad was there and he's the reason I'm a mad Carlton now. Love that. Mighty Blues. I was at the 1968, 70, and 72. So you were there. What? Well, so you've seen like 7 flags? So you've seen 87? Was it 80? Yeah, 87. There's another one in the late 80s. Was it 87, 88, or was it 86, 87? Plus 95. Mate, that's incredible. I want to do a Carlton People episode with you. Speaking of, if you haven't done a Carlton People episode and you tune into this channel regularly, I would love to do an episode with you. And the reason why I want to do these episodes as much as possible is because I think it's a lifetime memory that just sits there. And I think remembering Chris from last week, like I kind of wish I had done one with him. So that could have been a nice memory for his family to have forever. So if you're interested and if you're comfortable in front of camera and you haven't done a Carlton People episode, please message me and we can book in a time. It's basically a 20, 25-minute chat, organic, no script. The first question is, how did you become a supporter? The rest of it just flows from there. And really it just sits, in the internet as a memory. So, yeah. TDK gets his boot off tomorrow. A slow process. Made Bam promise they'd win. Blake is playing. That's from Debbie. Great. Great news, Deb. Michael, your mate played in the reserve match that day. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sandra. Andrew. Debbie, you got a pick with the great Wayne Harms too. Beautiful. Says, can't help but laugh at any supporters who left the grand final early that day. Honestly, you get what you deserve, don't you? Talk about the regrets you'd have. True. Imagine you left. Down 44 at halftime, I believe, is the story. Well, we'll find out later. Hang on a minute. Let me tell you now. Yeah. It ended with Ron Barassi's Blues somehow turning a 44-point halftime deficit into a 10-point triumph over Bob Rose's unbackable Magpies. It's a phenomenal story. It seriously is. Mighty Blues. I so want the young supporters to learn my history at the club. I've seen 8 grand final wins. My first was 1968. Mate, you know what? Something's happened with me in the last... I'm going to say 2 months, 2-3 months. And I've started finding myself go down the history rabbit hole. I've sort of put it off because in my mind, I've classified it as just boring and, I don't know, laborious. But for whatever reason, I'm really intrigued by not just the history, the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I've heard a lot about that. But I mean like the foundational years of the club. Like I went back and looked at the origin of the Carlton Collingwood story. Did you know that in 1892, Collingwood's inception year, we actually helped them enter the league? So you're supposed to have, if you've watched the videos, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but for those who haven't, you were supposed to have scheduled 18 matches. Collingwood had only scheduled 17. So I don't know what happened. I don't understand how you don't schedule enough matches or how you don't know. So Carlton rescheduled one of their matches with South Ballarat to change it from South Ballarat to Collingwood so they could enter the league at the time. And that is how Collingwood entered the league. So there you go. YouTube user. One of my diehard Collingwood mates was there. I walked and walked listening. What a comeback. Aiden, your dad's seen 521,696. Imagine. Just imagine. Yeah. Sandra, you've seen 72, 79, 81, 87, I'm going to guess is that next one? 95. 81, 82. Yep. Says, I got the grand final on DVD again before my time, but I love the 72 one. The scoreline was insane. 50 goals. Yeah, wow. Alex, mate, same. I've never seen a Carlton granny. I was 4 years old for 95. I don't remember a thing. Kate, you thought about? Anytime, honestly, anytime. Just message me, email me, and I'll organize it. It's fun. Once we get going, see, the secret of the Carlton People series is that once you ask the question, how did you become a supporter? Everything just flows from there. Like, because it's a normal, natural, organic conversation. So, but you also have to be ready. So that's fine. Not sure if I have the self-confidence. Says, come with me, Dal. I'll look after you. Trust me. I would never put you. Also, it's pre-recorded. So if you want to record something and not have it public, that's also fine. I can give you a link where it's not public on the channel, but you can just sort of save the file and just have it and, you know, store it somewhere so you can just have it forever. Doesn't necessarily need to be a public video that the world sees if that helps with your confidence. But I do think it's nice to have these stories documented because there is something special about everyone's story. Like, they're similar, but they're not. So the offer is there. Mighty Blues. I'm nearly 65 and bleed blue. I've been going with my mother since 1965. Wow, mate, you have seen so much of this game. Okay. So, in your opinion, is the game... I mean, you obviously still enjoy watching the sport. Like, what do you make of the sport? Like, the game's changed a lot since back then. No more off the ball hits, things like that. What's your take on the game? Robbie Varley, thanks very much for the $15 donation. G'day, Terry. My first VFL game was 1980 at Princes Park versus Collingwood. My dad took me and we stood in the outer. My only memory was that it was so loud and the players were so big. Wow. Thanks, mate. The creation of the Premiership quarter. Yeah. Aiden, can you imagine? 8 grannies? You've seen 8 flags? It's incredible. Handball, handball, handball. Yeah, so apparently that's the story of 1970. They had something like 13 handballs or something at halftime, and the instruction was to basically play on at all costs. And you know what? There might be a link between what that message is and what we're talking about this week. Just take the game on. Get ourselves back. Read this on Wikipedia. Cheers, Des. How are you? Mate, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready for the game. Now that Teams is here, it gets me going. Gets a bit more real. Can someone tell Aiden how Sauce's mark was? Yeah. All right. There's a good chunk of you in here. Pommy's here as well. I demand Kate and Stairs and Sandra do one ASAP. All three so kind of staples of the live chat. They are. All three of you are staples of this live chat. Gokhan in the off season, easy done. Okay, message me, Instagram, Facebook, somewhere. Message me, and we'll organize it. If I see any Carlton supporter sitting biscuit arsed on Saturday night and isn't getting into it, I'll call that mobile number proactively. Good. Pommy. Biscuit ass has now spread into the community. I love it. I think it's one of the greatest sayings I've heard. Just sitting there, biscuit ass. James Farrell, you did do a Carlton People episode. What number were you? Bugs Bell, your story isn't that interesting. So it's not about being interesting. It's not a competition to see who's got a more unique story. It's just to document your story, which just sort of sits there. Then your family can watch it forever. That's really the purpose of it. If anything, the purpose of the whole series is to remind us all that our stories are similar and we're all united by the same passion. That's, I think, what I've learned after about 120 episodes now. Yeah. Thoughts on tonight's lineup? We'll get into it. Father-in-law supports the Blues from birth, 1940. Love how he treats it and always alludes to then and now. Never felt it's gatekept. Why yous love the Blues, as he's always promised it gets better. Did you know Pommy is the 17th subscriber on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel? Something in that. Should get permission to go to the once a month ladies' lunch at Carlton. My mother would fall in love with you. I would love to go to the ladies' lunch. It would be a pleasure. When I do go to the club, I do see a lot of the ladies there, and we always have a good chat. I didn't know that there was a once a month ladies' lunch, but if I get an invite, I'll sure come down. Bugs Bell. Earliest memory being a Blues fan. Primary school, grade 3, we were asked who we followed, and I knew that I was a Blue. Not sure how or why. No family members like the Blue. See, that is unique because you don't have the support that's been thrust upon you. Imagine if Biscuit asked spread around Carlton supporters. I can imagine the other fans. Why do all those Blues baggers say Biscuit asked? Aiden, mate, you're absolutely going. Anyone who tells me that they're not going, who has the opportunity to go, is lying, I believe. Yeah. Faz, you were number 77. It was just before we capitulated in 22. Fuck. Okay, maybe we need to do a redo. Okay. The noise at Princess Park was deafening every week. Oh my God. Even now it's like a whisper. Even when we are up and about, only those who lived it could understand it. That's sad. That's sad to read. But I think also I know for sure having our phones and having that second screen with us where we check stats or we check fantasy or those who, bet or message their mates. So maybe we're a little bit distracted in the crowd. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Maz, you'd love to do one with your adult son. That would be kind of cool. He can confirm how badly I was brainwashed. I brainwashed my kids to be baggers. That's cool. Danielle, hello. Your brother would be great for an episode. He's so passionate and has some great memories. Took me every week in 95. My daughters and I could join him. Sure. My dad said to me, if you're a Farrell, you support Carlton. My wife is a Richmond supporter. On our wedding day, I repeated those words and presented her with the Carlton jumper membership. I've got, I've got one prerequisite when it comes to marriage, family, kids. The kids are Carlton supporters. End of story. No debate, nothing. I will negotiate I will compromise in pretty much anything else apart from that. It's quite a simple equation. I ask for one thing. Tom, I put a metric ton of time and effort into the channel. If it's not too personal, if I have a day job, this is now my day job, mate. This is what I do with them. This is my full-time gig now. Took the plunge after Essendon last year. So yeah, quit my job and went for it. And so this is kind of what I do. Now everything else that I do is more part-time freelance, but this is me. So it's it's a testament to really the support in the community. Those of you who watch, those of you who, purchase things from the shop or donate or whatever else you do. It's a really fortunate position to be in. It's taken a long time, but this is me. I also write wills. That's what I do on the side. So the legal background's still there. If anyone needs a will or you need to update your will, get in touch. Can also sort that out. Carlton People episode and a will. Maybe I'll package it up. Funny UK phrases go so well. Son for years used the phrase hecky peck, which loosely translates to fucking hell. Hecky peck. Wow. Rich moved to Melbourne from Hobart when I was 6. My first game was St Kilda and Carlton. Saw Kenny Hunter taking huge specky. Wow. Do we think the AFL has put too much of a focus on bringing casual viewers over the last 20 years, and that's why the noise isn't there as much? That could be a factor. That could absolutely be a factor. I strongly believe we are more of a distracted society than we've ever been, and that, sprinkles into every different part of life. I also think, no, you had, I believe the distraction element is part of it. 'Cause I don't know if the casual viewers are really going to the footy every week. So I don't actually know the answer. My best guess is that we're distracted. Hmm. You hear I do the great will? I do. I've been doing it for 11 years. It's crazy. Time flies. I got admitted to practice. Where is it? Where is it? 19th of February, 2014. I got admitted to practice in the Supreme Court. That was in another life. Yeah. All right. Will's abroad. It's not a bad name, you know. All right, let's watch a presser. Let's watch a presser. So the Sam Walsh presser. Do you guys know I don't watch pressers now until we get here? Like I specifically don't do it because I want to have the live reaction. I saw the clip the club put up from this one, but yeah, all right. All right. Okay. Let me know if you can hear everything.
Big game this week against Collingwood, and you guys have dropped a few. How's the mood amongst the camp at the moment?
I don't know if you heard that question. He said, "Big game against Collingwood. How's the mood amongst the camp?"
Yeah, we're all feeling pumped this week. Obviously, big opportunity to play in. The Carlton Collingwood game's always big, but for there to be that milestone on the end of it for Pendles as well, it obviously builds hype even more. And I think both clubs are really looking forward to cracking in. And I know we are ready to respond after the past couple of weeks. And yeah, we know what we need to do.
You're not going to be taking it easy though on Pendles, though, are you?
Not at all. Nah. Yeah, hopefully we can be the ones that put our best foot forward in that matchup. And he's obviously had an amazing career, and it's a crazy achievement, really. There's only certain few players in the game that have done it. So, yeah, hopefully we can rain on the parade a little bit. But, yeah, incredible career.
What is it like? You shake hands before and after, but in between it's, go right at it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not one to usually shake hands before the game, but if they extend their hand, I will. But, yeah, I think that rivalry is always
I rate that from Walshy. I like that a lot.
pretty strong, but there's also a respect level. And I think we know what we need to focus on, and that's what it comes down to.
Did you used to watch Scott when you were younger and see someone you looked up to?
Yeah, definitely. I loved watching a lot of footy when I was younger, and I was a Brisbane supporter, but as I got older, you sort of looked at midfielders, or for me, looked at midfielders that were dominating the AFL, and he has for 15 years. I think his composure, his smarts, but also his strength goes underrated as well. So played on him a fair few times now, and you can definitely see why he's one of the best in the game.
Can you imagine getting to 400, like the type of attention to detail and preparation and the way that you have to look after yourself in order to get so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly, it's such a demanding game now. I think we're probably lucky to be playing.
Can you imagine getting to 400, like the type of attention to detail and preparation?
So the question is, can you imagine getting to 400, the attention to detail that you need to have in order to get there?
And the way that you have to look after yourself in order to get so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly, it's such a demanding game now. I think we're probably lucky to be playing in a time where high performance has really been elevated, which gives us the best opportunity to get to that position. But yeah, his professionalism must have been through the roof for a long time, and I think that's why there's no mistake when you get to that point.
You're expecting a pretty fired up Collingwood. I mean, their season's right on the line.
Yeah, I think you
Question is, do you expect it to be a fiery atmosphere? I think you said.
expect nothing less, and we've probably we've seen that the past month with our footy. Played some really strong teams that are in form, and if you don't bring that edge for 4 quarters, you might not be able to get the result you want to. So we sort of want to invite it to be one of those games, and we want to stand up to that.
It'd be nice to knock them out, though, wouldn't it?
It'd be nice to knock them out, though, wouldn't it? Was the question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's probably more about us at the moment than worrying about them. But as I said, anytime you play Collingwood, I know the supporters and what we want out of it.
You talk about the 4 quarters and that third quarter of the last game really took it out of you. What was the reason behind that little slip?
Question was, what was the reason behind the little slip in the third quarter last week?
Yeah, I think it just comes back to a matter of consistency. For us as a group, we've been together for a while. We know what works. Probably think our contest and pressure dropped a little bit in that period, and Port were able to pounce. And then from there, we probably could have looked to build the ball up out of our back half a little bit more. But they're little things as you're going throughout the year. A lot of teams have had up and down form slumps, and even throughout quarters. So we know we're not too far away from getting back to what we need to do.
Got to drink some water, Walsh. He needs some, for all the Greeks watching, he needs some chamomile with some honey, some like nice warm tea, soothe the throat.
Also talked a lot about tweaks trying to make defensively to improve in that area. What does that look like for you?
What does it look like to improve? I think you said the contest area. I can barely hear the questions.
Yeah, the midfield group for us is, I think, we gel together really well, but it's just getting back to our roles. We're obviously tried a few little different things at the moment, but I think getting that connection is the main thing. And then also just having great communication with each other so we can set up well and reset quick. The game moves fast now, so you've got to be on top of that.
David King said yesterday you guys might have lost your ruthless streak as a team, but also through the midfield. Do you agree with that?
He said David King has said that you've lost your ruthless streak throughout the midfield. Would you agree with that?
No, I think we always try and bring that ruthless streak week in, week out. It probably dropped away a little bit on the weekend, and we're a pretty competitive group in there, so we'll be looking to respond.
I don't mind that.
Big Harry McCullough, will he be back this week? Will he be training today?
Question was around Harry and if he will be back this week.
Yeah, he's training today. I've seen him rock up before, and he's looking good. So it'd be good to have him back out there.
Must be a nice addition to have him, back on the park.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of teams throughout this year, you always have a few ins and outs, but I think we're starting to get closer to that group that we know we can put forward, and that comes to my point before with all of us knowing what roles we need to play to get a job done.
Has anything changed with Harry and Charlie? One being out, both being there. How you deliver the ball inside 50 to them?
Does anything change with Harry and Charlie with one being out,
Yeah,
being there, and how you deliver the ball inside 50? It's just, okay.
We probably learn a little bit on the weekend, just if we can build the ball up a little bit more rather than always kicking it long. Charlie's had 3 to compete with a few times, which we know he's an amazing player, but that can be hard for anyone. So I think there's little details, but we've got a forward line that gives us plenty of options going in, and Harry's obviously a big part of that, but you need to learn how to play different ways.
You guys have had a good buffer in the top 4 for a few weeks, just dropping a couple of games the last couple of games. You sort of got about 5 teams all right on your tail now trying to push ahead of you. Is this for the first time for a while you guys have had to sort of look down and say there's a few chasing us?
He said you've been towards the top 4 for quite a few weeks, and now there's about 4 or 5 teams that are close to you. Do you look down and look at that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's amazing how close everyone is on the ladder, and it just shows like a couple of weeks can be a long time in football, but we know we're not far from turning that back around the other way as well. And it's probably a bit of a cliche, but if someone was to say at the start of the year with a month to go, you're in contention for one of those sort of top 4 spots in the competition, you'd be raring to go, which we are. So looking forward to it.
I just wanted to ask about the skipper. Obviously, you've been running mate with him for a few years. How do you rate this season right now, his form compared to the Brownlee?
How do you rate Patrick Cripps's season and form compared to his Brownlow year?
Yeah, I think this has been the best year of Cripper's career. Obviously, everyone talks about the ability to win the contested ball clearance and power, but even for us, some of his defensive pressure, defensive runs, leadership out there hasn't wavered all year. So we know that's only going to go to another level over the next month, and we're all in behind that. And we know there's 22 of us out there that can bring home a good result if we work hard together.
Interesting. I just want to turn your attention to a few things as to what happens in press conferences. The solution is a media room at the club. That's what the solution is. So right here, so you've got you've got a couple of cameras. So Channel 7 will have their camera, Fox Sports will have their camera. So this wireless mic will obviously record the audio for Channel 7, which Channel 7 owns, and then that will link to the footage, and Channel 7 owns that. Same thing with Fox Sports. This is their audio, and then their video is owned by them. This one here is interesting. I don't know whose this is. This is no different to the little mic that I use. The solution, honestly, is the solution is to share, but none of these, like, why would Channel 7 share their audio with another mic with all these other competing parties? So that's why I think you need a media room, and also you're outside, so it hurts. Everyone who goes to the press conferences doesn't get a singular microphone. It's a tricky one. So you'll notice in the AFL, when they do the press conferences and you can hear the questions, that's because they're in a dedicated media room and the microphone gets passed around. So it's not, the footage isn't owned by one party over another. So I don't know, thought you guys might take something from that. But we need to be able to hear the questions. So just figure it out for the greater good. Anyway, what did you all think of that? What was your reaction to that press conference? If anything. Yep. Literally just put an overhead room mic and it would fix it and cost nothing. So the issue is who owns it and who operates it and who's responsible for it. Because these press conferences are not done. I mean, the club will put the players up and offer the players up for press conferences, and then everyone else is responsible for their own equipment. That is their camera, their microphone, etc. There's no hiding by saying we're pumped, they have to respond. Yeah, well, I mean, there's no hiding. There's no hiding anyway. Yeah, Pommy. Walsh is calmer than a salmon down the street. Where do you get these? There used to be a media room left of reception. I didn't know that. There you go. Too many questions about Pendles. Save those questions for the Pies chat. Journos still know nothing about footy. If you close your eyes, it's Kernahan. Oh, yeah, he's got that deep voice. Yeah. Cricket Australia has the same issue. Yeah. Wouldn't Carlton own it? No. Well, there's the footage that we just saw would be Carlton's video. But there are a number of cameras there. So Channel 7 will bring their own big fuck off, camera. Fox Sports will do the same. And then the rest of them will pretty much just bring their phones, or they'll just get the audio. So unless they're sharing a mic and passing it around, which why would Channel 7 share another mic with the SEN journos or the Fox Sports journos? Like, it doesn't make sense, Grant, don't give a fuck. Are the teams out, mate? 6:20. 6:20 they'll come out. Sam Phillips, media here in Adelaide, 7, 9 and 10, all share the footage for lots of stories due to resources. That's cool. I thought this was a club ownership thing. Nah, it's not. Frankie, don't make it simplified. They put the whole audio up, so in reality, no one owns it. Like, would make sense for club to do it for the fans. I think we should be doing another presser just for the fans, because I think we would ask different questions to what we get out there. Maybe like a once a month fan Q&A, fan press conference. You have so many fan podcasts, content creators, channels. I think it would be one question each, bring 5 of us, kind of go from there. I think that'd be nice. What would I know, though? Gokhan, they clearly understand what's going wrong. They've been hearing similar from players in the past month. It's about implementing it on the day. Yeah. Oh, you know what I want to watch? Sam Docherty on with Dill Buckley. And there's a little bit towards the end where he talks a bit about what's happened this year. Okay. I'll bring that up in a moment. Doc was talking about how this year we brought in that turnover game. And what he's seeing is that we're just looking to put it all together. But he also mentioned a few other interesting bits, which I want to touch on with all of you. Frank, interesting, very interesting. He said about the last 2 weeks. Obviously, they've talked about it. I want to do better. Big fuck off camera. Yeah. Yeah. I have a potty mouth sometimes. It's not that bad. Richard Di Gregorio. Watch the Ruthless Blues come back on Saturday night. We're going to smash the Pies and get revenge, kicking them out of finals. I do believe that this week would be the ultimate igniter. I think I went a week early. I was hoping that the Port Adelaide game would be the one where we turn the keys into the ignition and get going. I haven't felt the same energy collectively on the field and in the crowd for a while, for a month, to be honest. July. It's been a little bit flat. We've had patches of it where it's exciting and then it just kind of dies out. Surely with a bit of, I mean, we're going to be outnumbered. It's a Collingwood home game. It's Pendlebury's game. All the build up around Pendlebury and Collingwood. Surely we're going to get a really energetic crowd. That's my hope anyway. Enough dilly-dallying. Just show us Jack Martin already. Does anyone remember presses back in the day with the little handheld recorders with cassettes? How times have changed. True. We'd ask inspirational, motivational, buoying, the playing group, constructive questions. I still think we would ask some silly ones if all of us got out there. It'd be so easy. We wouldn't even need to go anywhere. We could set it up literally like this, and we could just bring up live comments. Like, you need someone to moderate and you need someone to choose the questions. It can be done virtually. It'd be so easy to do. It doesn't need to be a big song and dance. It doesn't need to have this big setup. Oh my God. It could be the most cost-effective thing. It's literally just sitting down like a Zoom call, like a video call for 15 minutes. One day, guys. Inshallah. Yeah. They kind of do that on Insta when they get people to ask the players questions. Yeah, there's a lot of post-production stuff that goes into that. So they'll ask the question, they'll screenshot the questions, then they'll film the video. I think you could just do it live. But, I mean, live is tricky. Live is not easy. We make it look easy because we've been doing it for years. But not everyone can just be sitting there live. You want to have the opportunity to fix something if... I understand why it's pre-recorded. It does make sense. Pommy, of course, we would ask different questions. Everyone paid in the media have zero idea about what they are paid for. Read 3 articles this week from ESPN, completely cooked. Oh, yeah, the podcast with Sam Docherty. I want to play the end bit because I think it was awesome. And if you haven't watched it, it's no longer called Dylan Friends. It's Clubby Sports. It's the Clubby Sports YouTube channel. So make sure you watch the full thing, but check it out.
What has changed in the last couple of years? A mixture of things. I think Vossi coming on board has been huge in the way that he sees the game and the game plan he wants to set. The players really buying into what we are as a group in terms of contest pressure. That makes us a really good side. We're really hard to beat when we do that. This year's been every year's interesting, but this year's been interesting because we added some layers into our game over the preseason in terms of our turnover, being able to punish teams off turnover, which has actually been pretty good this year. But we're sort of in a process of blending it all together. And the 2 weeks prior to on the weekend, we probably played our 2 best games of the year in terms of the way that we want to play our footy. And then, as we just spoke about, we had a good look at when we sort of deviate a little bit from that on the weekend, it can get ugly against anyone. So, a good lesson on the weekend to double down on who we are as a group and what we need to bring on a weekly basis to be a really hard team to play against. Doesn't guarantee wins, but it guarantees that it's going to be a tough game from our end.
Last one, just give us a top 3 sort of young. Like, I love just talking about the role players. Because I always try to do that. Not too well, but I love talking about role players. Give us a top 3 players at the moment that are super important to Carlton going all the way that we might not know. Because I spoke about Brody Kemp on Footy and Friends last week. He had a couple goals kicked on him on the weekend, but I actually think he still played a really, really good game. He's come along leaps and bounds this year, I feel.
Yeah, he's been great this year. That's it. That second tool's a tough role. Teams are really trying to put a lot of time into Weeders these days. So
he's so thick.
Yeah, he's a big boy. But teams put a lot of time into him. So often Kempy gets probably the best forward.
Yeah,
because other teams.
So they're putting defensive.
Yeah, they just flat out don't want Weeders to play on their best forward. So there's challenges in that, but he's been great. The guys that have made big differences this year, Elijah coming over has been a really big one for us.
It's cool to have brothers in a team as well.
It is cool to have brothers in the team.
Do they hug at training or anything?
I'd say they just like each other more than they like each other half the time. But
oh, really? Are they fighting?
No, they love each other, but geez, they squabble like young boys.
That's funny.
But Elijah's playing a really important role. The best way to explain is sort of like Kane Lambert for Richmond.
So Cripper's not picking up anyone, and Elijah's just picking up his man.
There's a reason why Cripper's playing a really, really good forward half game these days.
Okay, now we're getting there.
No, Cripper's playing really well. We've been developing that sort of relationship for a number of years, and Elijah's just doing a really good job. He's a really good runner, so his ability to be able to play the role, get up, get back, and do that has been awesome for us. Not so much hidden these days, but Matty Cottrell's a massive one for our group. He sits out on the fat side of the ground, or the open side of the ground, running up and down, connecting with our wingers, but then being able to equalise as a forward. It's a huge role in today's footy, and he gets celebrated really hard internally, and to be fair, this year externally he's started to get a bit of plaudits as well, which he very much deserves. And then another one that's sort of come in over the last few weeks, Lockie Cowan, has been really impressive. With sometimes that small zippy forward that goes inside stoppages and can give us a bit of trouble, but he's been really, really good at quelling that one. So it's been really good to watch that.
I don't know if there's, but isn't it eerie how much?
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting. I love how he specifically named Cottrell in there. I think that probably tells you, because I think a lot of the external noise from us has been, why did Cottrell come straight back in? And I think that might have answered it, how much they value that role. So what did you make of what you just heard By the way, you should go and watch the whole thing or listen to it. It's a really good chat. I think anytime Sam Docherty talks, it's worth listening to. Talks about his injury, talks about his journey, talks about his latest updates. So definitely go and check that out. Wow. Right? Hang on a minute. I'm missing out on some of these comments. If we lose, I will book my flight to Italy because that's when we played our best football. Why is it never if we win? Why is it always if we lose? But yes, Lewis, if we lose, you're out of here. You're evicted, mate. Brian, 90,000 at the MCG Saturday night. Yeah. John Holden, honestly, for the betterment of the game, the clubs, the fans, the AFL just fixed the issue with the sound. Mm-hmm. How have you seen most of our fans? How have I seen most of our fans? Afraid. I don't want to say cowardly, but afraid. Yeah, I think there's a fear. I've got to embrace it. That's how I see it. I think we are exactly where we should be. And I don't think we've said that about this club for many years. This is exactly where we want to be at this point. Obviously, you want to win a flag every year, but I generally think there's just this like fear of believing. Yeah. If the general fan asked questions, it would be chaos. Why don't you care? Yeah. True. Aiden, you watched it and you cried. You missed Doc. It was good. It was very good. Said last week, the media outlet has the license and just send along to whoever. The AFL should change it to the individual journalist. Well, there's just a lot of what they call red tape when it comes to media. Who owns the rights? And they're just so pedantic and peculiar. So the media companies have lost the love of the game. There's less and less you see things happening for the good of the game. It's more about who paid for the rights, which I get it. You know, John, could you imagine the crap the fans would ask? Yeah. Well, when you look at the what is it, the AGM, or remember the fan Q&As or the AGM, and people will be like, "Oh, why don't we have an extra car park? Why didn't you say sorry to me from 20 years ago for all the pain you caused?" So I get it. I get it. Great interview. It's long, but I had to watch till the end. Good move by Peter Mack to have Doc on the board. Yeah. Yeah, Pommy. The Q&As. Footy numbers. No, I've got a quiz to do. Well, we've got 20 minutes. We've got 20 minutes. We might open the chat up now. Just a little bit more about that Doc interview, and then I want to open up around changes and predictions. Who does Chincotta tag this week? I don't know. I would guess Nick Dacos. Thoughts on the Collingwood racism? It's their problem. James Farrell. Living in fear causes more toll on the body and mind than smoking, fast food, and drinking combined. Yeah. Miko. CFC on the shirt. Kernahan still gleaming. 29 years of hurt. Never stopped me dreaming. It's coming home. That's really cool. Terry, thoughts on Alex Chincotta ruining the midfield mix? He's been in more centre bounce attendances than Adam Chera. I don't know if it's Chincotta that's ruining the mix, because I understand the role that he's playing. He's responsible for someone. But I think the way that we chop and change him might have something to do with the synergy on each line. That's my best guess. I'd like to see Chera play back in his position personally. It's my best guess. With his timeout injured, Doc's like a 3-year assistant coach now. Could walk into a job tomorrow. Yeah. Imagine what he's learned watching from the sidelines after all this time. Do you have a favorite game of the year from a bagger's perspective? Favorite game of the year? Favorite game of the year? Honestly, opening round was unbelievable. I did also thoroughly enjoy the Geelong game, the second one. What's the story with Martin? Well, he's available. He might come in tonight. Hey, Terry, so happy to be a slobbo. Great to have you here, mate. Time to let the Bulls be Bills. Bulls. All right. Selection predictions. We've got 19 minutes until the teams come in. Damien, the Pies have confirmed that Doco and McCreary are back in. Awesome. So those of you watching, let's talk. Who is in? Who is out? Name them. Let me get the injury report up. I think it looks worse than what it really is. A lot of these guys are tests. So Jack Silvani has commenced running program, which he will look to progress. Okay, cool. Zach Williams, 1 to 2 weeks. Was he 3 to 4 last week? Could have sworn he was. Mackay, he should be back. He's a test. DeConing. Oh, wow. Collapsed lung and foot fracture. Yeah, okay. That's just DeConing. Blake Acres, surely he's back. Fantasia, a week away. Corey Durden, not really a factor right now for this week. So March is available based on a test. Cunners, terrible. Gone in for surgery. Sam Durden, 4 to 6 weeks with a calf. Wow. So really it's just Harry, Blake Acres, and Marchbank from this list. Then you've got the question of Jack Martin, Jordan Boyd, and these types. So knowing that, what have you got? What do all of you have? Boyd. Yeah, so type it as in and out like this. Debbie. Blakers, Harry, Marchie, and Martin in. Out. Cunners, Young, Ollie, and who knows. Okay. Paul Sebastiani's here. Paul, you had the mail last week on McGovern. Do you have any mail this week? Are we allowed to know? Jordan, Akers, Mackay, Martin, and Boyd. McCunners, Young, Carroll, and Hollins. I do find myself questioning now Cottrell and Ollie in the same side. Like, are they going to choose one? That's if you want to bring in Boyd. What Ollie does with his running patterns and his defensive work, it's a really thankless task, which we know we've covered. But I have been wondering if the priority is to have one of those two boys as we keep getting more and more plays in, especially once Zach Williams is back or if Martin comes back in this week. Lewis, Akers in, Mackay in, Jack Martin in, and Boyd in. Young, Hollins, Cunners, and Carroll. Okay. Hyde. 3 changes. Moss will keep it simple. Oh, that's right. Check this out. 1 minute. We played him in round 20. I know that it means nothing, but I just thought it was interesting when we played them last year. The last time we beat them. Right? This is what the story was last year. A lot of changes. 1, 2, 3, 4. With 6 changes. Cheramachi, Martin Pitto, always in Cripps. Okay. So that was last year. Interesting, the teams. And then I want to go to this year, the last time we played them. This is what it looked like. So Zach Williams won't be there. Did Ollie play? No, he was dropped. Kemp, Ollie, Binns, Carroll were all omitted. Chera, Cunners, Chincotta, and Tasia came in. Harry played. Yeah. So that was the story last time. Yeah, Johnny was. I think he's obviously progressed. So can I do best 6 players of each lines? Maybe. Paul, always got the mail. I'll do some digging. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, spill the tea, mate. Harry Martin Akers, Boyd. Yeah, I think everyone's in a similar spot with what you're all saying. Blakers in. Marchie in. Marchie in. That's interesting with Kemp. I don't think the Pies are going to be as tall this week as what Port were. Boyd, Mackay, Akers, Martin, Kemp. That's 5. Wow. Big changes. Kennedy out. Fair. Yeah, you're all saying similar things. No more trying things. Gab, unpopular opinion. Wouldn't mind Young keeping his spot and playing second key defender over Kemp. Like that. John, outs the Sooks. Good call. DeGoey will play for the Pies. Yeah, we saw that. We saw someone said that earlier. Going unchanged for banter. Imagine Voss dropped Chera and brought in Boyd. Imagine. Bugs Bell, the 1970 doco comes out at 7:30. So if people are still around and you're down for it, I'm down to watch it and do a watch along. I won't share my screen, but you can watch it on another tab while we sit here together and watch it. If you're interested, that is. Beans a potential inclusion. Always a potential. Chera and Kennedy down the guts. I'm up for it. All right, let me run a poll. Let me just run a poll at the moment. Rather than just asking you, because I want to get a track of this. Do you want to do? Hang on, let me play a little thing from Mr. Cabinets, and I'll create a poll. Guys, welcome to Mr. Cabinets. This is a 3rd generation family-owned business designing and building Melbourne's most dynamic kitchens and cabinetry. From planning to installation, Mr. Cabinets employs the latest 3D software to create your ideal kitchen or cabinet space. They've got a 2,000 square metre production facility that caters to any size home, multi-level apartment complex, and major development. If you'd like to see your dream kitchen before it's even built, visit Mr. Cabinet's showroom at 172 Settlement Road, Thomastown. There you go, Mr. Cabinets. Did you know? How about this? Did you know that Mr. Cabinets, this is their Instagram page, Did you know that they did the fit out for the new Canoleria shop on Lygon Street? Oh, wait, can you see that? No, yeah, you can. So the entire fit out, the whole lot. Yeah, this is them. They also do, for those of you who watch Dream Home on Channel 7, they do all the work there. It's pretty cool. Kitchens, bathrooms, the lot. And they are the sponsors of the team show. We love it. Winner teams. Teams are in 9 minutes. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. 63 votes. 86% of you will do a watch along for the Final Story documentary. Sure. We can do that. Did you see the like post on Instagram, man, of him not getting in stiff? I did see it, and I think it's disappointing. You got to be really careful because all activity on social media for an AFL player is watched and tracked and screenshotted. And I think he will learn from that, young Jackson. And his time will come. I can definitely see the frustration, though. Show us your fantasy side. Man, we bowed out. We're not in finals. We choked. We choked hardcore. It's awful. It's not worth showing you guys. Such an awful team. Says, can't imagine the club bringing any debutant. Yeah, I can't either. Slobbo. Am I single? Asking for a friend. Yes, mate. I'm single. I'm married to the game. Married to the club, mate. That's the truth. Something about him. Midweek tackle on Fox Footy reacted to it and said he should get traded. Jackson Binns get traded. I did see that. I saw a bit of chat this today as well around. There were 3 players. Who were the 3 players that they spoke about? Was it Martin, Owies, and maybe Binns? He got his publicity he wanted. Yeah. Okay. Mackay and Akers will play. Mackay and Akers will play. Great. Mackay and Akers will be named. All right. Big news. We've got 7 minutes. 7 minutes to go. Why don't we do a quick little quiz? Let's do a quick quiz. Let's do a quick little 5-minute one. If we can find one. Or 4 minutes. All right, let's do this one. Got 5 minutes to go. So we want to name all the... Okay, check this. I know. It won't take long. I'm not worried about that. So the most career Brownlow votes without winning one. We've got 5 minutes, which will take us to 6:19. Okay. Pendlebury. Matthews. Dangerfield. No, Dangerfield won a... Wait, did he win a Brownlow? He did win a Brownlow. Selwood. Dunstall. Joe Watson. Side bottom. Nope. Franklin. So they've got to be on this list here. Harvey. Good. North Harvey, Richmond. Oh, Matthew Richardson. Wayne Carey. So this is the most Brownlow votes without winning a Brownlow. Footscray and Western Bulldogs. Is that Johnson? Nope. Scotty West. Scott Thompson. Boak. Good call. Good call. Luke Parker. Ashman. No. The Carlton one was from 86 to 02. Bont. There you go. Grant. No. Hawthorne and Sydney. Oh, that's Kennedy. Bartlett. Rewalt. Hayes? No. Bradley? Oh, Craig Bradley. No. Modra? No. Wow. Teams are out. Are they? All right. Are the teams out for real? Because we can pause this. Hang on. Okay. They're not out yet. They are out? Okay. Let's gather ourselves. Where are the teams? AFL out? All right. Let's go. No, they're not. I can't see them. Channel 7? Nah, Josh, I reckon you're playing. Doco in, Martin in, Channel 7. All right. Team news from Channel 7. Mackay, Akers, Boyd. Oh, hang on a minute. Mackay, Akers, Martin, Boyd in. Young, Cunningham, Carroll. Derek at a TV. Cowan also out, did you say? Wow. Cowan dropped for Boyd, Akers, Harry, with Martin, Mitch Cleary, Young. Okay. All right. The teams will come out in a minute. I'm going to share my screen. DeGoey locked in, McCreary. Wow. Cowan out. That's interesting. Reckon that means Chincotta on hill. Kareem? Is that you? Kareem the Dream? Someone from the team show last night got the changes right. Who was it? Probably, I don't know. I'm going to go with Paul. Kareem the Dream. Welcome, mate. Justice for Moo. I haven't seen it. So I'd be shocked if he was dropped. I am shocked that he's dropped. I believe all of you. So I'm going to put the teams on screen shortly. As soon as they drop on the website, I'm going to have them up here. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. Just waiting for some teams, you know? I could have sworn they said to go. He's out for a while. Rushed, maybe. Well, he'd want to come in and play for Pendle's 400th. All right, we're on. Oh. All right, Lewis Young, Jack Carroll, Lockie Cowan are all omitted. Cunningham is obviously injured. Jack Martin will play his 150th. In comes Jordan Boyd, Blake Acres, Harry Mackay, Jack Martin. Strong ends, really. Really, really strong ends. For the Pies, Harvey Harrison, Lockie Sullivan, Will Parker all omitted. McCreary, DeGoey, and Frampton in. Okay. Thoughts? Reactions? What did you think of that? I'm going to read the club article as well, see if they can give us a little something. Jack Martin plays 150th game. Martin returns to the Blues lineup off the back of 2 VFL games with the Carlton reserves. Emerging as a key figure in the Blues forward mix at the back end of 2023, Martin is one of 4 changes to the team to take on the old enemy with another crucial attacking talent to return. After he was laid out for the loss last Friday night against Port Adelaide, Harry Mackay will once again partner Charlie Curnow. He's joined by Blake Acres, the wingman back. With the wingman back after missing the clash with the Power, will give the Blues some crucial drive on the wing, while Jordan Boyd is also back in the side after shin soreness in recent weeks. Dave Cunningham with the confirmed out earlier in the week with a season-ending shoulder injury, while Jack Carroll, Lockie Cowan, and Lewis Young have been omitted. All 3 have been named as emergencies. Chincotta, Hewitt, Hollands, Kennedy, and Owies have been named on the bench, with the Blues to name their sub an hour before the bounce. Okay. So let's start here, because I like the visual. This is us. Boyd named in that pocket. Wiedering Sard with Kemp, McGovern, Newman. That's solid. Acres, Cripps, Cottrell. This is how we named it last year. There it is. That is the best version of this forward line I think we've seen. In theory, on paper. Governor is going to have a field day on Dan McStay. Hope so. Glad we're back at the G. Same here. Loving the G. You've got the soul of football at the G, you know? If Hewitt is sub, I'll vomit. Who would be the sub? It's got Kennedy sub written all over it, doesn't it? Or Ollie? Probably Ollie. You've got always as your extra forward. Hewitt as your extra mid. Where's Chera named? Yeah, Chera named on ball. Okay, guys, the boys are back. The boys are back into their positions. That's all. That's what I'm seeing. It's always alphabet order. So alphabet for the surname. Chincotta, Hollands, always Kennedy. Chera does love Collingwood. This is a fact. Debbie, I wish we played on paper, we'd never lose. That's very true. Bailey, no, he wasn't named. He was named on the halfback last week for sure. Everyone named in this side, the way I see it, is named exactly where I think they should be named. Guaranteed it's Kennedy. A to Z players and Kennedy. All right, there you go. Petra. The Pies can't win without the Gluey. They're rolling the dice. So if we share the teams again, both teams. What do you think you see based on this? We haven't got umpires confirmed yet, do we? No. What are you seeing here? Only won't be, you just know. Let's play forward. Aiden. Would make more sense having Ollie as the sub. Maybe. I reckon Bytel will be their sub. Who are their big boys? McStay? Darcy Cameron, Mason Cox. So they didn't bring in Kruger. So what? Is it Wiedering on McStay? Is that the move? So Kennedy a sub because A to Z and he's the exception. You won't play that many balls. Martin takes Kennedy forward role, so Kennedy is surplus. Cotters rotates half forward for Martin's minutes. Seems logical to me, Pommy. This is our no more stuffing around team. I get the same impression, Floyd. Really, it's just because I see Chera named on the ball. And I think having one ruck means having another marking type, which Martin really is, even though he plays a, quote unquote smaller role. Ned Long will take Cripps. Jim Moss, hello, mate. Pies fan. I'm scared about Frampton being in the team, especially if he goes to Kerno. Yeah, interesting matchup. I want Darcy Moore on Charlie Kerno. That's what I want. 1-on-1. That's the matchup I'm going for on Saturday night. Close to our best team on paper. Wow, Jack Martin's playing. Finally. Playing for a contract, pencil him in for 4. Yeah, I mean it's his last chance for the year, isn't it? To just play footy. Like forget about the contract for a sec. Like just to play footy again. Our premiership side. Here we go. Top 4 sides normally settle their squad down for the last 3 to 4 weeks. I hope that's what we're seeing here. Pommy, anyone who complains about this team legit doesn't love the club. It's beyond ridiculous now. Fear is cowardly. Get around them if you care. Carlton by 19. True. What are we going to do? Go there on Saturday and be like, oh, we're not winning a game for the rest of the season, guys. May as well just go there and sook it up. Yeah. You got a month to go. Anything can happen. Need to settle the team. Jimos, you agree Moore should demand to play on him and prove why he's a premiership captain. I think they're both great players and it's a great matchup. Bevtone, thank you. Bevtone has gifted 5 Blue Abroad memberships. What a legend. If you are one of the 5 that just received a Blue Abroad YouTube membership, please be sure to thank Bevtone. Super kind. Johnny Holden, I'm sorry, but if you're worried about Frampton playing, then you have absolutely no faith in the team. Frampton is a muppet. Johnny Holden goes bang. This side fits our high-scoring brand of football with lots of key targets at all parts of the ground. Yeah. It's a good team. It's a strong team. Who cares about Frampton? True. Palazzo Freddo. Fact is, in the last 25 years, the Premiership side has always won the last 5 of the last 8 games. There you go. There's technically 2 milestone nouns that our beloved Jack Martin is selected. Happy 150th. Jack, put that into perspective. That's only 50 off Patrick's most recent milestone. That's true. Yeah. We're going to fall in love with Jack Martin again this week. I can just feel it. I can just feel it. You just know. Does it every year. We get frustrated because the body breaks down, and then he comes in, and I guarantee on Saturday night, I'm going to be like, oh, isn't it good? This is why we love Jack Martin, because this is why we get frustrated, because this is what he can do. I've seen this script every year. Jack Martin spells impact. Charlie and Harry will welcome the work he does as the packs develop. Yeah, I agree. I think he also just generally helps out with the entries inside 50. And we haven't seen him play much with Elijah, which I think is another part of the story. Anya Bevtone. Bevtone is a football genius. Yeah. Solid team. Get excited. Wow. So good to see an excited Carlton live chat. It's good. Last 100 premiers have scored more on grand final day. Now that's the one that matters. Cowan is out for smarts and experience. No other reasons. If Boyd didn't exist, Cowan would still be out. Chichio, mate, good. Sit with it and enjoy it. Enjoy that sick feeling. Carlton by 19, dominant mid-performance, control stoppages, slingshot like fucking animals. Let's go. Do you know what I really want to see, guys? Honestly, I want to see the Pie supporters leaving at like 3/4 time, not waiting around for their champions moment. Or I want to see them sit there and wait and have to watch us beat them because they want to watch Pendlebury get chaired off and be there for him. That's what I want. I'll also be absolutely clapping off Scott Pendlebury because that guy's a champion of this game. But I'm curious to see what happens if they leave early, if they're not winning. So just his training program. Jack Martin's body is in line with the AFL. That's a good point. 30 days away. Blues by 21. Shane, so pumped, mate. Absolutely. Great to have Boyd back. Yeah. So Chincotta is on the bench. You would assume that he's going to play on Nick Dacos, right? That's the role. How many people at the G? Well, they got 90 plus for Dusty's 300th. Collingwood season is not dead yet, and it's Scott Pendlebury's 400th. It's history in the making. You would have to say 90 plus, right? Is it bold to say Blues by 84 points, Curnow 11 goals? Wouldn't that be something? Have them chair off panels while da-da-da-da-da blares through the speakers. Oh, I wish this player was picked. I wish everyone would shut the fuck up and fucking get ready for war. I'm sure Voss will ask who if he wants selection help. Let's go to war. Come on, Blues. Flags to win. Yeah, it's time to wake up. Matt, I'll be there. Mate, with bells on. Also, if anyone is not going and you have tickets and for whatever reason you get, something happens and you can't go for whatever reason and you don't want your tickets to go to waste and you want to make sure that Carlton supporters are sitting in those seats, please get in touch with me because I will find someone that will take them off you. Digsby, I'm forgetting that the GOATs, Billy Frampton and Will Hoskin-Elliott, are going to kick your asses. Thanks, mate. Walsh on Dacos. Oof. Who's on Hill? He always does damage. I rate Bobby Hill. Don't get me wrong. I think Jamie Elliott is a really crucial matchup. I think he's more dangerous. Wouldn't mind Brody Kemp on Jamie Elliott, personally. Moore wears 30. It's always funny seeing him in Kerner. He does. Never heard of Bobby Hill. Isn't he the dude who wasn't the runner on Carry On Films? Very good. This is great. So if you're just joining, I'll share my screen one more time. Then we can hang out a little bit more. Lewis Young, Jack Carroll and Cowan are omitted. David Cunningham is injured. In comes Jordan Boyd, Blake Acres, Harry Mackay and Jack Martin. And for the Pies, youngsters Harvey Harrison, Lockie Sullivan and Will Parker are omitted with McCreary, DeGoey and Frampton. It's the Pies' last chance. This is their premiership team. Who here is not a premiership player for them? So he's not. Well, he's not. McStay. Yeah, he obviously got injured. Mate, okay, Ned Long. This is their best team. Apart from Tom Mitchell. Who are they missing? If there's a Collingwood supporter in here, who are they actually missing? This is the best possible Collingwood team aside from Tom Mitchell. Who am I? Well, Schultz obviously isn't. Yep. But he's, I would say, an upgrade. Mate, it's going to be a belter of a Saturday night. Myercheck and Mitchell. Okay, Myercheck and Mitchell are out. And Ginnivan from the premiership team. Oh, mate. I don't think John Noble played in the granny either. I think Oleg Markov played. I have a forward that is named after the Scottish people. Tell dogs to move. On their Insta post, the comments are all saying it's their best team all season. Good. It's perfect. I don't want any excuses. It's got to be done properly. Okay, I feel totally different to what I did an hour and 37 minutes ago. It's exciting. Pommy is red hot. Pommy, what are you doing? Get in here, mate. We've got to keep our mouths zipped. I thought we learned not to say anything after round 23. We can celebrate after the game. You know what? Interesting point, Josh. So after... Which game was it? We played at Marvel. What was the last game? Okay, when we beat North, I was walking to the train station. I'm pretty sure it was the North game. And Checkers from Marmalade was doing, like, I don't know, interviews, like kind of what the besties do, like the Wondering, like Marmalade's version of that. And there was a Carlton fan, younger guy, maybe late teens, early 20s, and he was chanting out Collingwood's out of the 8. And I think he was sort of gesturing for people to like join him, and no one did. I turned around and sort of said, no, don't do that. We'll get our time. And I was really proud that no one joined in. Like, I understand the guy's up and about and he wants to get back at Collingwood, but I really liked that it didn't become a thing. I mean, fair play to Checkers, whatever, mate. You got to get your content, do what you got to do. But I did enjoy that we didn't get amongst that chant, because we're just going to wait. We can talk about that chant. Don't worry, I've got the clip ready to go. I've got another clip from before that chant from this guy who called me out personally, who I don't even know who he is. And I'm just going to wait. Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy was up and about, hates Collingwood, fair enough. More importantly, no one got involved in it, which I thought was a good sign. I personally heard it and I was like, nah, that ain't it. We don't need to prove anything to Collingwood. We just need to keep going and win a flag. You know, we've got more important things to focus on. Mia, I like him. I think this is a strong team. plays in the right positions. Chera back in the midfield. Cottrell on the wing. Experienced. I think it's the best version of our forward line that we've seen all year. Because after there was a clip of Show saying Collingwood will make the grand final this from Joe. Yeah, Joe got Joe got taught a lesson. Happened to me the year before. Remember? It was written in the stars. Yeah. Mate, the streets don't forget anything. Anything. It's all about delayed gratification, I've learnt. Like, rather than wanting the instant gratification, I've learnt the art of delayed gratification. Just wait. Would rather people get around the team instead of stupid clips for content. Trust me, speak to players and coaches. They want support, not clips. It's true. No one supports them properly. Grant, got a good feeling about this game. I think we roll the fuckers. Yeah. Sickening behaviour, Aiden. I did go to Sydney. I'm edging. I think Akers is a really big in. Yeah, very important player to what we do. Harry, obviously. Akers has become a really important part. One of the more valuable players in the team. Doing the midfield clearances. I think we need this. This is all we need. All we need is to stop being cowards in the crowd and get fucking rowdy. You've learnt, Josh. It's good. Grizz, hate to say it, can't see us winning. We're never up for the big games. Well, then, are you going to what? Then why watch? Is my question back to you, Grizz. If you can't see us winning, why are you even watching? Why are you even tuning in? You may as well go and be happy. Yeah. Hey, it's all about the experience, isn't it? Is this game bigger game than Cripps' 200th? It's just another game, mate. Side McGovern in this time. True, they didn't play last time. Jay Baggers, did someone say TDK's out of a boot? Yeah, I think Debbie was at the club earlier today and she saw and spoke to TDK. Strongest team in 5 weeks. Honestly, Terry's perched as a fucking vomit. Like, you want to complain about stuff, it's that shit. Yeah. Never up for big games against the Pies. Guess all those grand final wins were a dream. Yeah, I don't know. Did you see Sam Docherty and Jeremy? I did. It was a good chat. If we lose, are we done for the year? No. Sir Dino, what about if we win? I'll ask you a counter. My answer to your question is no. And my question back to you is what happens if we win? What about that? What then? They were talking about how you have to play the game and celebrate the game. It's for the club, but you have to do it for the person. Jack Martin's 150th is greater than Scott Pendlebury's 400th. True. Mate, we've been through a lot with Jack Martin. How many games has he played every year? Let's have a look at it. Do you guys remember Jack Martin's first game against Richmond? I believe he kicked 4 goals on debut. So he's 29 years old. He was pick 1 in the 2013 draft. Is that right? Yeah. Check this out. Let's go through the story. Story of Jack Martin. 15 games. So the most games he's played, okay, so 2016 and 17, he played over 20. There you go. First year with us. Yep, 4 goals on debut. 9, 10. Yeah, wow. 2021, he played 11. 22, he played 12. Last year, well, let's go 22. Was that from the start? Yeah, in and out of the side. Last year, obviously, played round 1 and then didn't play until that second half of the year. And then this year, he's only played 1 game. Fucking hell, man. If anyone is due for 6 straight games, it's Jack Martin. Dino, if we win, we are back, mate. Attaboy. Yeah, his first game with us. It's always so career averages, always been an elite mark in his career. Funnily enough, he had 30 disposals against Carlton as his top career performance. Yeah. So that's the story of Jack Martin. It's good for him. We've beaten everyone in the top 4 except for Sydney, and that was with a severely depleted squad. What big games do we not win? Yeah. Legacy game. Can you imagine? Just comes in, kicks 4. Crowd goes bananas, giving him a 3-year deal. I'll sit for a 21-minute wait staring at a chair for a 3-year Jack Martin contract if he kicks 4 goals this week and plays every game for the rest of the year and wins a Norm Smith. Do I think we should have kept Zach Fisher for depth? Nope. I don't. Love Fish. I don't think his game suits what we need at all. Tolls, going to be a cracker, mate. Looking forward to seeing you on the fan cams. Did I buy the Wool Heritage Guernsey? Saw it today. It's the ultimate. No, I didn't, but not the wool one, but I did buy the one with the collar. I'm going to raffle it off next week, but that's a next week conversation. Let's get through Collingwood, but I did buy a size large Guernsey with the collar, and yeah, someone here is going to win it next week. Williams and TDK definitely in our best 22. Wait, well, TDK, I don't know if we're going to get him back. Williams is cutting it fine. Should have kept Young to play on Cox. Well, it's done. It is done. That's a very interesting thing to read. All right, let's get back to our quiz. Shall we? If attendance doesn't hit at least 95,000, I'm going to be so mad. Tickets have been sold out for months. Yeah, it's true. Mike wants someone to wipe the smile off Sidebottom's face. The guy gets under my skin. True. What's one play? Who's one playing we would love that playing? What? Pick one that's moved on. I don't know. Eddie Betts. People won't rock up. If people don't rock up because it's too cold, well, then we don't deserve to win anything. They invented a jumper, a sweater, a jacket, and they invented layers of clothing. You know? Explicit Empress. Hello. You'll be mad if people leave early. That's cursing territory. So many people want tickets. So Blue Bag is better not sook out. 100%. Here's a winter sport. You're going to get that. What's the weather Saturday? Let's check. Whatever it is, it's going to be cold. It's going to be a cold Saturday night. I'm looking now and it says that it's going to be 14 degrees. And by about 7 p.m., it's going to hit 10 degrees. It's going to be cold. Here's a question. Will BT be there for commentary? Probably. Matt Lang, if it's cold, take a BA hoodie. True. Take a BA hoodie. The link to the BA shop is in the chat. I've actually put together a bundle, the hoodie and the long sleeve tee. So it won't come in time for Saturday, so that won't work. But in theory, that's exactly what you need. Also, if you've bought something from the shop, you would have all received your new pins. Please send me a photo of your items, maybe you wearing them or just your items. You can send them to me directly or you can tag me on Instagram. That'd be amazing. Cloudy and 14. I'm stuck at home being a carer. I love to go to the match. Love that, mate. Dione, you're watching from Bali this week? Jeez. Where can we watch this 1970? So it's starting at 7:30 on the club website. I'm just going to check it out now. I don't see it right now in this moment on the website, unless I'm missing something. But I know for sure it's going to be on this. Hang on. I was told it's going to be on the website. So I don't know. How, when, I'm assuming there's going to be a link that they'll post on Twitter soon or something. I'm going to watch it. So if anybody wants to sit here and just hang out while we watch it, like I'm not going to share the screen and watch it here. I'm going to watch it on one screen here and hang out with you all on another screen here. But 7:30 is when it's meant to start. So yeah. If you're missing, if you weren't here earlier, here's a little clip from it. 1 second.
John Nichols leads Carlton. Along with first ruck partner Sergio Silvani, Nichols is playing in a VFL Grand Final for the 4th time.
It gets the blood going still.
Love it.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Conditions are perfect and the surface fast. Nichols wins the toss and elects to kick to the punt road end, which is favoured by a slight breeze.
Can't believe the size of Big Nick. Monster, eh?
So yeah. Urge to try and arrange to see Terry at the ground. Using citing the legacy Stephen Silvani jacket. I don't know if I'm wearing the Stephen Silvani jacket. It would be actually a good time to wear it, wouldn't it? Yeah. I think I have to. Looking forward to watching with my dad and daughters as always. Yeah. Jeff from Thailand is in the pool, loving the warm weather. Jeff, one day, later in the year, I want to come down, get a photo at your place in a room for a pom. Yeah. Warm and humid. Yeah, so they've got snippets from the actual game, from what I'm told. Snippets from the game. So these are the notes that I've got. I had a screening on last night, Wednesday night, for the 1970 Premiership players. Created by award-winning filmmaker Peter Dixon, captures the dramatic events of the grand final day of 1970 in 55 minutes of pure theatre. It was the coming together of two arch rivals, Carlton and Collingwood, ended with Ron Barassi's Blues somehow turning a 44-point halftime deficit into a 10-point triumph. Played out before an MCG attendance of 121,696. Past players interviewed. You've got John Nichols, Adrian Gallagher, Kevin Hall, Sid Jackson, Peter Jones, David McKay, and Ian Robertson from Collingwood. Des Tuddenham, Ross Twiggy Dunn, and its 1970 club best and fairest Peter McKenna. Flickering footage of the game in both black and white color and complement the stories behind the story. The 1970 Grand Final is also seen as the marker for modern football, a contest in which Barassi, the master coach, bravely encouraged his men to play on at all costs. There you go. Add the link. Yeah, I think what we'll do is, we can hang out from now until 7:30, and then I will put the link in the chat whenever it pops up on the Carlton website. Then what you'll need to do at home is you'll need to get the doco up somewhere on your laptop or on your TV or something. Also have this stream going, and then you can sort of watch it and have, the live chat with you, and we'll just sort of simultaneously watch it, hang out. I think that'd be cool. I am curious to learn about that 1970 Grand Final and to see if there's any messages in there that can translate to this week, or this team, really. Is it not a bit strange the club haven't released any email about this going up on the website? Yeah, so what have they released? I thought I saw something. Maybe it was a generic mainstream media article about it. Maybe it was The Age today or Herald Sun. But I haven't seen the club promote it too heavily. See ya, Pommy. %, there is. Be bold and brave. What up, Alex? Hi, mate. Alana, sad that Cowan got dropped. It is a bit sad, but I think he'll be okay, the young man. Okay, let's get back to our quizzes. I've got some cool quizzes to play. Wait, firstly, let's finish this one, and then I've got a bigger one to do. So this is the most career Brownlow votes without winning the Brownlow. We've got 2.5 minutes to go. So we need someone from Fitzroy from 71 to 84. I need help here. Someone from Melbourne who played from 1973 to 1987. Adelaide, 95 to 2010. St Kilda, North Melbourne, 2002 to 16. That would be Del Santo, I reckon. Yep. Richmond, 67 to 81. And then Essendon, 74 to 92. Maybe Watson. No. Robert Flower. True. Gary Wilson. Nope. Bartlett. It's not. 67 to 81. Sir Dino, will I buy a SP400 shirt? I wouldn't have thought so. Madden? Nah, Kevin Bartlett. It's not him. Bickley? No. What about Rashudo? He spelled Rashudo. Oof. Andrew McLeod. Didn't matter. Murphy, Fitzroy? Nope. Healy? No. We've got 50 seconds. Help. Wells, Fitzroy. No. So we need Richmond 67 to 81, Essendon 74 to 92, and Fitzroy 71 to 84. Francis Burke. Okay, very good. Thanks, Peter. Murray, Fitzroy. No. It's not him. Fletcher. No. 17 seconds. Hart. No. Simon Madden. Okay, great. 10 seconds. Fitzroy. Greg Wells. Nah. Come on. No. It's too late. Gary Wilson. Damn it. That was tough. Okay. All right. I've got a longer one here. I thought we said Wilson too. Maybe I misspelt it. I don't know. Okay. I didn't write Gary. No. So this one was most votes without a Brownlow. I've got another one here. 4 minutes. I want a really challenging one. Let's do... Oh, this is a good one. This one is... I've got 20 minutes as a limit. This is current. Oh, this is tough. This is current active premiership players in the AFL. You ready? All right. Active premiership players in the AFL. Let's go. Walt Hawkins. Bruce. Gunston. Pendlebury. Ugh. Well, Selwood doesn't play anymore. Markov. Oh, wow. This is going to be tough. Very tough. Oh, wow. What have I got myself into here? Ben Brown, Gorn, Petrarca, Oliver. Oh, my God. What have I done here? Spargo, side bottom, Rioli, Frampton, Hill, Bradley and Bobby, Martin, very good. Viney. All right, I'm just going to copy literally everything you're all writing instead of thinking. Hunter, Rich, yep. So this goes all the way down like this too. Oh my God, what have I done? Doco is on. Hang on, let me pause this. Club just sent an email. 1 minute. I don't see it. When you say on, do you mean that it's started? Hang on. Barris, Sheed, McGovern. They've just emailed about the doco. Okay. If the doco is ready, then we can watch the doco. I haven't seen the email yet, though. Wait, if one of you have seen the email about the doco, can you confirm, is it ready or is it going to start at 7:30? I don't have an email either. 56:34 running time. As in, can you play it now? And if you can, send me the link. It says watch now. Can you put the link in here? Oh, great. If it's ready, we can fuck this game off. Email. It's ready. Okay. I want my damn email. I haven't got an email yet. So if you have the email and it has a link, can you please put the link here in the chat? Thanks, Sandy. Amazing. Okay. So if I go watch now, what comes up? Oh, wow. Oh, it is ready. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. The link to the video, I'm going to put it in the chat. So everyone click it. And then we kind of got to marry up when we press start so we can all watch together. Does that link work? If not, I can shorten the link. Did that link work, guys? I've just got, it did work? Okay, great. I've got the email. It was forwarded to me. I've also got a shortened version of the link there. The one that says deephive.de. So that's the video. What I want to do is I want to watch it. So, okay, great. So maybe I'll give us 5 minutes. Yes, worked. Look at Barris. Okay, great. Okay. All right. So we'll give us like 5 minutes and then we'll press play and then we'll just watch this bad boy and chat amongst ourselves here in the chat. Working, paused it, straight in. Great. All right. We'll give ourselves a couple of minutes. Oh, this is great. It's going to be fun. So it should look like this. It should look like that. "56 minutes, 35 seconds." Should look like that. Is anyone not ready? Is anyone not ready? Type in no, yes or no. Are you ready? Can we start, or does anyone need more time to set up? All right. Okay. I'll give it 60 seconds. Cool. No, I can't. So basically what you'll need to do is get another tab open if you're watching it on a laptop, or, cast it to your TV and then get your phone and be here in the chat. 2 monitors, would be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I'm not allowed to. I would love to play it right now and just share the screen and go for it. That would be so easy to do, but I'm not allowed, so I won't. I think the move that I need to make is when I say go, I need to then wait another 5 seconds. That way we're all 100% synced up. I think that's how I need to do it. See you, Sam. What if we don't tell anyone? Well, we cannot tell anyone, but this is live. so they'll find out. Okay. I'm ready. So I'm going to say go. I'm going to say play. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, play. When I say play, you hit play on your end, and then we just tune in, and then we'll just chat here and make running commentary and go from there. Ready? Okay. They are. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, play. So excited. So fierce. See the viciousness in his eyes? Elite. Tony DeBolfo. Percy Jones. Those of you who watched Percy Jones and these types, what's it like seeing the current players with the older players? True says. Two scalpers. How's that fashion? Wow. Unbelievable seeing that. Peter McKenna. The accent is different. Yeah, love that. Chardonnay Centre. Johnny, I'm at 7 minutes 25. You're probably hearing this 10, 15 seconds delay. Maybe, yeah, 5, 10 seconds delay. Always wondered how they played in those shorts. Like zip up shorts playing footy. Jeez. I just posted the link, Aiden. Big fan of the umpires wearing all white. The maggots in white. Sergio Silvani. Big John. Free kick, Collingwood, of course. Wow. Oh my god. Cheesy, I can't imagine playing footy in those Guernseys. So interesting how different the Aussie accent was then. So everyone sat on wooden chairs. It wasn't like actual seats. It was all wood. It would have been wooden like at Princess Park. Yeah, right. I can't get over the stands. It looks dangerous. Wooden benches with numbers for the seats. Every seat at the MCG was wood. That's crazy. I also love no sponsors on the Guernsey. Danny, too late, mate. We're watching the Doco at the moment. Um, you might want to rewind the stream when we put the team up. Lots of standing room. Smoking in the crowd? Durry's in the crowd? Is that how it was? Darts in the crowd? Mate, bring that back. Wow, smoking in the crowd. That's crazy. Classic. No tribunal watch-alongs back in the day. Oh, wow, they lied. Wow. Wow. I didn't know that. Ooh. Hip to the head. Gallagher. What's all the is that toilet paper being thrown? Noticed there was no centre square. Yeah. Oh, mate, it's brutal. There was streamers. Uh-huh. It's a bit like now, but for Collingwood. I can't believe how much yeah, how'd they stop doing the streamers? Yeah, you can't be throwing streamers on the field. Sandra, 23 minutes, 13 seconds. Wow, they're just firing them on. That's a Harry Mackay, surely. He's going the wrong way. He's kicked it though. Why are there two circles? Bob, literally just scroll up, mate. The link's there. Jimmy. Oh, wow. 25 minutes, 55 seconds. Hey, guys, why was there 2 circles? Center circles. Oh, wow. Crazy, Mark. The migrant being accepted. Wow, that's deep. The wog, Mark. Surge. Boom. They're not kicking drop punts with every shot on goal. The 2 circles in case it got boggy. Okay. 73 to 29 at half time. How's the glass in the crowd? Ciggies and glass in the crowd. 13 handballs in the half? Wow. Hey, David. Well, they've got banners to run through after halftime as well. Bit of Voss and Hansen about that, except Hansen's in the box and Voss is on the ground. Handball. Oh my god. Proactive. It's all just proactive. Oh my god, we're watching the collie wobbles. David, I'm watching it from the Carlton website. I've put the link in the chat. That's the link to the doco. We're watching it while chatting amongst ourselves. Handball. Yeah, the color is a really cool. I don't know how they've done it because it would have been filmed in black and white. Seven goals in 10 minutes. Wow. I've noticed a lot of drop kicks. Yeah, Damien. Does sound familiar. We've been a silent crowd all these years. Well, I think it goes to show when you don't play it safe, you engage the crowd. I don't understand how people had so many of these streamers to throw all game. Oh, free kick, yeah. Is that Vinway? Yeah, David, it's a doco. Just got released tonight. Look at the ground. There's so many streamers. That's ridiculous footage. I thought it was just accepted. I didn't realize that even the commentators hated it. I don't think so, Robbo. Slobbo. What do you mean, Deb? The link's here. I put the link in like it. The link is right here. Wow, Johnny. Positive affirmation. Brilliant. Deb, I'm not sure what's happening. The link works for all of us here. I'm not sure what's going on there. Barras to the bench, bit of Michael Voss vibes. Slobbo, am I reading subtitles? No. Hey, Isabel, we'll touch on the teams maybe after this is done. We've got 15 minutes to go. Big John Nichols. Oh, well, his legs are massive. Whoa, touched. Score review, mate. Oh my God. Sauce. Oh wow. Slobbo. I don't do watch alongs. Sit down. Well, Barassi was a savage. True says that was not sauce. That was just Serge. That's the OG. Oh my God. Back in front, number 17. I also missed this Channel 7 logo. What a pickup. Wolverine would be proud of those sideburns. Attaboy, dudes. Oh my god. Wow. You got everyone is this a normal thing? You run onto the field after the siren? Is this everyone? No fines? James, I said the same thing. No sponsors on the Guernseys. Wow. Collingwood lose it, and we win it. Yeah, we won. Mate, he got knocked out cold. He still played. That's right, Stairs. 27 of them. Amen, tough Snizzo. Big Nick is 83. Wow. Look at the fashion, man. Bring that back. Shirts and ties. Holy shit. That was elite. Thanks to those of you who stayed. There's like 100 of you here that stayed to watch that. Oh my god. What did you make of that? What were your first thoughts of that? That's the first time I've watched anything with the 1970 grading. I haven't taken the time to ever watch the game. That's the first time in my life I've actually taken time to watch something extensive like that. Oh my god, yeah. If that doesn't get you going on it will. That was fantastic. An honor to watch this. Likewise, Sandra. Thanks for hanging around. You know what stands out to me? Well, the Carlton spirit doesn't matter what era and generation we're in, it's there. But the times that we lived in, like smoking darts at the footy instead of going outside at halftime, like we all do, or not all of us. The liberties that we had. There's a lot of rules now in this country. A lot of rules and regulations and this and that. What struck me was how free things were. Looking forward to the next one. Also, definitely reminds you that you can't leave. 44 points down. Well, we were 14 points down with 3.5 minutes to go last week, and people gave up. So I think there's a lesson in that. The crowd will never be broken. Yeah. The days you could drive drunk and get away with it, well, yeah. Brilliant. Hit the like button. Yeah, absolutely. One day they'll watch us watching something when we're not around, guys. Stephen B, haven't watched that in over 30 years, yeah. I like that they've brought it out now. They could have brought it out earlier. I like the timing of it. Jay, Mum used to work at the old Southern Cross Hotel as a cleaner. It's a good watch. Yeah. Lewis, you're a younger fan. Shows the culture, connection, and passion we have for the club. Truly gives us an understanding of our story and history. Fantastic. What do I think of old footy? What do I think of old footy? I mean, it's brutal. It's still brutal now. It's probably quicker now, from what I can tell. I think it's a cleaner game aesthetically. The off-the-ball hits, I don't know how they played like that for so long. I think we'll have longer careers across the board. Some of those hits are crazy. Great stuff. Jimmy, life was simpler. You generally had one job your whole life back then. True. Love the look in the eyes. Both the past players watching the game, listening to Barras, still having the same look in the eyes. Yeah. Johnny Holden used to smoke at the footy all the time. Gave him up in 1988. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah, this is fascinating. So you take eskies and you just sit wherever. The wooden seats, that's the other part. I guess that's how you fit so many people in. So you wouldn't have had a reserved seat. Is that right? You would have just had, everyone would have been like general admission. How does that work? Yeah, the part about Jezelenko and that being a symbolic moment of accepting migrants into the club, I thought that was pretty powerful. Just finished watching it. Gave you the goosies. Bob Nuts. Yeah. Boys will let the team know all about the rivalry and what it means. Yeah. Being a mechanic, Australian-made Holden and Fords. Yeah. 1970 was the year my wife was born. I was born in 68. So we have the double. My kid's not so fortunate. Standing room mainly. Okay. Slobbo. All right. I think that's us for tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. That was really fun. Appreciate watching that with you all. One last time about the teams this week. We'll take a quick look. We're filming this on Thursday, the 1st of August, 2024, in anticipation of round 21 against the Pies. And these are the teams. And we just watched the 1970 doco. Lewis Young, Jack Carroll, Lockie Cowan, and Cunningham come out for Jordan Boyd, Blake Acres, Harry Mackay, and Jack Martin. And that's the team that's going to beat the Pies, hopefully on Saturday night. All right, guys. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Mr. Cabinets for sponsoring the show. Go Blues.